I have a secret list of altcoins that the big money doesn't want you to know about because they want to be involved in the next Solana. They want to be involved in the next Ethereum, but they don't want you involved. And so today we're going to expose venture capital. Everybody, if you don't know what venture capital is, it is a form of financing that investors provide to small startup companies like a crypto project that are supposed to have big long-term growth potential, the big payday at the end of the day. And VCs are investing in altcoins, and I'm exposing those altcoins, and then we have a tier list of what are going to be the strongest projects. And when you think of VCs, there's a large list of crypto VCs that have tons of money in the market. You have A16Z, yes, 16 letters between the A and the Z, Coinbase Ventures, Pantera Capital, Binance, and others. And when you look at what they're investing tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars into these projects for the big payday. So let's see, what are they investing in for that big payday? But then we're going to rank what they're investing in because, we're just looking at Coinbase here. It's more like what project are they not involved in? What are they not invested in? And so we have the tier list and we're breaking it down. And I want to give a big shout out to DeFi Mochi. He created this list here and I ended up quote tweeting it and then making a little graphic so we can just kind of look at this together. So we have S tier and A tier, and we're not going to look at the B tier or the C tier or the avoid at all cost tier. That's going to be Drift Protocol. And so when we start with the A tier, we're looking at the crypto unlocks. And a crypto unlock, just simply put, is a token unlock where previously locked tokens are released into circulation and become available for trading. This is typically going to be a lot of volatility in the short term, and a lot of time it is going to be selling pressure to the downside. So when you have a big token unlock, it's going to usually crash the price, everybody. So the first one we're looking at here is going to be in the A tier. And Near Protocol is the first one we're looking at. They have a 6.9% increase over the next 6 months. All of these emission percentages are based on a 6-month timeline. And so Near is going to increase about 7%. And when we look at Near, they just have a linear unlock is what they call it. It just releases a little bit every single day. So it releases between $1 and $2 million of Near every single day. And when you look at the price for Near, I see some bullish action in the charts. Now, we have been bearish since it topped out, pretty close to $10. A lower low, a lower low, lower low, lower low. But then when we go to the 3-month, we finally break the streak and we finally created a higher low. So when it comes to Near, I happen to think that we might be out of the woods, and I'm expecting a little bit of a run up similar to what we saw last time when it went above $20 earlier in the cycle. And its market cap around then was only about $12 billion. We're only at $4 billion, so you could see a 3x for us to hit some previous all-time highs. But I think Near can actually hit around $20 billion. There's an AI L1 play, and there's just a lot of bullish action around Near. All right, token number 2, GTO, 168% increase. There's a giant cliff in December. Cliff in December just basically means a giant unlock is going to be happening. 81 days, they are releasing over 100% of the circulating supply. So GTO is about to have massive selling pressure. I would maybe stay away from GTO. Next up, we have Ton. Now, Ton, I'm also bullish on. It's kind of based from the Telegram team here. Already a high market cap, but they're saying their unlocks is not comparable. When someone asks him why, DeFi State of Mind, so what do you mean not comparable? Is it in pre-mine phase? What's going on here? Well, they don't actually have that many emissions, but they started as a proof of work blockchain, meaning any computer anywhere could mine a bunch of Ton. And it looks like there were some tokens that are already emitted, but we don't know what was allocated to VCs and what wasn't. Also, there's a cluster of wallets that mined a lot of tokens, which were then frozen for 4 years. So it's a bit complicated, trying to look at the Ton token unlocks. And last but not least, on the A tier, we have Tau, and Tau's only going to have about an 18% increase. And when you look at the price action, you can see we've just been chopping in this range. Right now, we're kind of in the middle of the range. And so, you could wait for a little bit better entry, but I do think that this coin is going to hit around $1,000 this cycle. But a 3x, people might be wanting a faster horse than a 3x. But now the good part, you said you wanted the S tier. I heard you talking at your screen here. Now we're going to be looking at Chromia first. It only has a 3.36% increase. And Chromia is a chain with developers and end users in mind. So they're going more for a powerful ecosystem here, more than a flashy ecosystem. And they're building on Rel, which is a coding language made by this team. So, it's strong devs, but we have yet to see if there's going to be a strong community as well. But if I had to be bullish on Chromia, I would just be bullish on the explosive price action we saw in the past. You can see how insane this pump was there and how insane that pump was there. And we haven't really seen a pump this cycle. cycle. And so, if this is going to be anything like last cycle, there's going to be a couple periods where Chromia just has insane gains. And with the $150 million market cap, you can move the market when the market cap's that small. And you can see in the past it hit around $800 million market cap, and we're only at 150. So there could be some good days for Chromia ahead. But I'm more bullish on the other two projects. That's Zero and Sui. Now we're going to look at Zero first. 0% increase on token unlocks, but there's a big warning because there's a massive unlock in 2025. Now, the website I'm using to look at the token unlocks is token.unlocks.app. Now, this is the scary point I was talking about. 276 days. They have a giant unlock in July. They're going to have about 25% almost of the circulating supply is going to be released. So you got a long ways away, but just, something to put in the folder for later. 276 days, massive unlock. But DeFi Mochi, he brings up a very bullish reason why he likes Zero. Zero's private valuation, meaning the VCs, they had a valuation of $3 billion with investors locked for 1 year. So it looks extremely comfy, in his words, at a $3.8 billion valuation. Now, when we look here, it's a little bit closer to 3.9%, but big VCs got in at a $3 billion valuation, and they're looking at a $3.9 billion valuation. But what about the last raise? Now, the last raised $120 million at a $3 billion valuation, but it is triple the valuation of the previous level. So the first VC, they have it for $1 billion, and then the next raise is $3 billion. So they got a 3x. I think a lot of VCs who got in at $3 billion also want a 3x. So they might not sell till it hits around a $9 billion or $10 billion valuation. And so a lot of people, they're not really sitting at big gains. If you're a VC, you don't want to put in $1 just to pull out $1.33. You're going to want to put in $1 and pull out $3, $5, maybe even $10. So I'm not worried about VCs selling at a $3.9 billion valuation when it was valued at $3 billion before. Now, it is a newer token, so we don't have too much price action. It's only actually 2 full months. It's launched at the tail end of June. So we got, August, we got July. But other than that, we don't have too much price history here. Right now, $439 million market cap. Can buy it on Coinbase. A lot of big money likes this coin, and so I'm pretty bullish on Zero. And I got two main reasons why I'm kind of bullish here. One, it is green on a very red day. You can see Bitcoin is down 3%, 3.7%, but Zero was up around 2%. Other reason I'm bullish is smart money and the devs. They love it because of the tech that is behind Layer Zero. Layer Zero uses the OFT standard, and OFT standard is just going to be something for the nerds primarily. And that stands for Omni-Chain Fungible Token Standards. So it's going to be the contract that enables the tracking of tokens across multiple blockchains. So if you're a dApp and you're trying to build, you just adopt their standard and it takes away a lot of the legwork so you don't have to. And if you want a price prediction for Layer Zero, I'd be pretty surprised if it didn't hit $20 in 2025. So you're looking at some pretty good gains. All right, last but not least, the last token on the S tier list is Sui. Now, Sui, you can see it does have a little bit of an increase. They have a cliff on every first, meaning that is a cliff of tokens, and it is going to be an 18% increase over 6 months. And if you look at the emissions for the beginning of next month, it's going to be $69 million. That just makes me more bullish. Now, when you look at Sui in the charts, we almost actually had a cup and handle form, but instead of the handle creating a higher high, we just started to form a second cup here. And so I'm starting to feel a little bit bullish. It looks like we're starting to see a little bit of a curvature on the price action. We were below 50 cents and we shot all the way up to $2. This time we dipped to about 50 cents. So, maybe $2.50, $3 in the short term, but I'm very bullish in the long term as well. And this is where the money is flowing. And I've actually tracked how the money is flowing with the latest bridge info that we've gotten. Now, Minus Wells, he's really, really good when it comes to this type of info. So he's going to go ahead and earn a follow here, but he's been monitoring bridge flows for months. And the trend, Solana pulling in a lot of value for the majority of the year, but then Raoul Pal, he is a founder and CEO and one of the most famous venture capitalists in crypto. And when Raoul Pal mentioned Sui a month ago, the trend shifted, and now Sui attracting more of the value, even more than Solana, and the difference is now substantially in its favor. It is important to note, Solana, its market cap is 23x compared to Sui, but when you look at the bridge flows, doesn't feel like it should be 23x. Here you can see bridge flows for Ethereum here, tons and tons of money flowing out of Ethereum and a lot of it flowing into SWI. You can see it's probably making up more than half of the money flowing into SWI. That's over $100 million leaving the Ethereum ecosystem, heading into the SWI ecosystem. Arbitrum leaving BNB, leaving a lot of other chains as well. So it's not just the VC or the smart money flowing into SWI, it's also the on-chain money flowing into SWI, and this is going to be just very bullish for SWI. And so if you look at the last 3 months, we have had a lot of volatility. We're kind of in a little bit of a toppy situation right here. You can see we're up 36% just in the last 2 weeks. So don't be surprised if there is a little bit of a pullback, but I would be looking to buy any SWI dip that there is. I'm a lot more bullish on SWI after I saw those bridge flows. Also, I see these token unlocks, and I see which coins the VCs are excited about. I know they're excited about SWI. I know they're excited about Layer 0. So these are some of the coins that I got on my radar, and hopefully I'll see you and your portfolio that's matching these VCs at the top.